We're just leaving our, do they call the hotel? Not hotel, what do they call it?
Colonial of Norfolk.
Colonial of Norfolk.
Yeah. I don't know if they get it here now.
Cows. Where are the cows? Where are the cows? Yes. They said the cows are always right. You got to give way to the cows. The cows are always right. The cows don't have this.
Alright. I'm going to see two with cameras.
You're not having it in your face, Papa. Today is 2nd September 2006. Here's the cows. And we came to Norfolk Island yesterday, the 1st September. We arrived. It took 2 hours and 20 minutes flying time. We left at 12 noon and we arrived at 2:20. But here it was 3:30, 3:20, was it? Yeah. Oh, more. 2:20. Was it an hour and a half? 2:20. It was 10:04 when we arrived here. PM. Trouble when you are driving. You can't hold the camera straight, obviously. I think I'll have to stop taking video in the car, Joe.
Okay.
Benjamin's.
That's not right.
It's Benjamin's Department Store. To stop here a while, go to the shops.
Just go where we are first. Just go in the top and go to take a look around. But you better stop there anyway.
Okay.
Education on Norfolk starts here at kindergarten, goes right through to year 12. Taught by
Too high.
26 teachers. We have around 315 students there this year. And teachers, 22 of us are coming from New South Wales Nation, New South Wales, just the curriculum at South Wales, and 6 from Norfolk Island. Both schools, the primary and the secondary school goes to year 12. After that, sort of go to the main, you want to go on to 3 or do some trade. Most trades are done here on the island, but have to go away to do their schooling on it. Well, it's to the first New Zealander won a gold medal in the Olympics. His name was Malcolm Champion, and he was a swimmer. And he was one on North, and that probably there was the champion. And they went to do the school level. They got it the main system. Now this road we're on, of course, is called Ruby Hill Road. It's Sydney, the sun too. I don't. It was all the convict, so I don't know. Down by the creek, and they can sell.
Where Where do you open it from? Where do you open it from?
Just go on. Yeah, or you no, just that.
Not me. That's the body. I think. Have a look. Got your glasses?
Nice.
Here,
Yeah,
that's
we
right.
wouldn't go there. So
It's beautiful, isn't it? Lovely. It's just lovely.
Fred was just saying when we were here last, there's some little cottages that were modernised, but just near, and that was just lovely. Down there. So this is really good time, bless it. And all these, there's some times, but I'm there sometimes. They're still always.
It's okay, no problem. Joe? Oh, this one was
It would have been the
officers or your six officers. And she said that still
they were staying in one of them. Like was saying.
Where?
Like was they stayed last time?
What, in the convent?
Yeah, they went
That would be interesting. That would be much better.
The main convict.
No, this, here, wait a minute, we want to find it. That's the corpus down there and it's in use.
We know something called that beginning of Norfolk Road on the way into the clothing shop. No, it's about three. I drove down the shops in the back. Well, not bad, it's not. No,
Married women were not, or married men were not encouraged to come to Norfolk Island in the second convict settlement. They're all single. Now those homes have inside rigid one bedroom, one dining room, one lunchroom and study. Kitchen, what they refer to as the outside air, that piece at the back there is the kitchen area where the convict woman sewed linen.
What they did to
Now they're trying to restore them back to their original state. Like this one down here, that's a wooden shingles, and that's the original colour. They were in the first. Yeah. And they put wooden shingles back on all the roofs. Just that little one down there. That compound, the old military barracks, where it is now the seat of the Legislative Assembly and the courthouse, and 2 ministers and ministers' officers. We have on our assembly 9 members, 4 executive members, 1 leave from staff. 13, 14, and they were told to get out. They give you some land, then you build your home, your land, and get to these homes. They didn't move, so they actually forced them. And when they did that, somebody who was singing that decided to burn down.
Oh dear.
Federal government again. Didn't I say then? We were in by terrorists until 1979. They gave the pistol until some which was working rather be unstraight than the 3 cases. It's present day. If you're ready to have to die here, it's a burial. The administrator, never in an undertaker on Norfolk, the administration does that, runs the first bills and volunteers to the whole. If you happen to be a visitor and pass on Norfolk, It cost you $30 to get there, didn't you?
Oh, goodness me. Nice symmetry, isn't it? Nice symmetry.
From here, all the descendants of the mutineers that arrived from Pitcairn Island. Our forefathers and mothers are buried down in that area. And no mutineers ever entered Norfolk. Now from these big pillars onwards is the first and second settlement graveyard. Tour, if you're interested in that, to do a convict settlement tour. Run by parties. You have very knowledgeable guys on that one. Ran out of money in 91. Printed no more banknotes. Got caught, and when he was sentenced, the judge asked him before punishment, "You have everything saved?" He says, "Yeah, that's right. Bring the money." Settlement course was here from 1788 through to 1840. This bridge is referred to as Bloody Bridge. The story behind that is supposed to be the overseers
Gotta get out now. We've got
sent him into that bridge. That happens to be a myth. It's not factual. I searched that and could not find any evidence of that happening, any documented evidence. English were very good at documenting in the second settlement. As you see, we had a big flood in 1933, 34, and half the bridge washed away. There's nothing, no boats in there. You mean the ones they said were killed because of that? No, that was a uprising in the prison led by a fellow by the name of Jackie Wetwood. That was when McClicky was to go from Norfolk Island. He was the first commandant. He would give them a little bit of humanity and gave them knives, forks, plates, spoons, and things to eat off before they were eating pigs out of barrels. And he brought in a day on Sunday and toasted the Queen every Friday after the King or Queen then. Every Friday a shot of rum with the prisoners. And of course when they realised McClicky was being recalled because the English didn't was too lenient, they knew they were going to get a real nasty one in. So they did, they price. So they held an uprising. And of course Jackie Westwood killed a couple of guards, and that's where they were in that pit outside the gravestone in an old sawmill or saw pit. Yeah. Hell Caroline, Coral Bay. Tell the first settlement headstone because they're not smooth. Like see this one here, how smooth it is, nice. The first settlements have got the round back. No, it's just nice. But as good tradesman as the second one. Now, of course, we raise our money or not, we don't pay any income tax. We don't pay taxes. Because we certainly do. Well, not probably you fellas, you people.
I don't think so.
It's from about 35 to 38 cents in a week we pay in what they call hidden tax.
So do we, believe you me.
Levies, duties, you know.
Yeah, you name it.
But income tax, wages, no.
You're lucky.
Well, the government raises the money out of that. Sell the sale of power, telecom, grog, liquor. And Norfolk runs a budget of around $15 million a year. But there's not quite enough money to go around to everything. So roads don't get graded. Pay a road tax for that, pay for petrol.
So
Every
we.
litre you buy goes 20 cents, goes back to the government for road maintenance.
Oh, so do we.
Even over my boat up there on that wide road out there, I still pay that tax.
Oh, well, so do we.
Yeah. You really wanted $1.55? I reckon Christmas is $2.20.
So the recent, John, has that gone a lot recently?
I think the oil prices started to just through the roof, yeah. Like Australia, and they're all famous around that. Always happy. But we don't have the mileage that you said. Now these buildings up in front of us, of course, first one is the office of the administrator. He represents Canberra or the full government. And like the Governor General. The other one, the three-storey one there, is administration or big service. The one right at the end is All Saints Church.
Why don't you wear your sunglasses? Eh?
Why don't you leave me alone?
I said, why don't you wear your sunglasses?
I didn't hear what it.
Well, wah with your eyes.
Coming the trial of the 15, that's where it's held in that building.
That's you, right. Sashona.
Shown on the trial of 15 in the court days. It is really, yeah. It's an old English word for still wide running waters. They're standing is a site where they made all the lime to put these buildings together. It's called Lime Hill. They burnt the calcarolite or the coral-based rock with that tree that's next to it, Lagania pattersonii, Norfolk Island hibiscus, in that kiln.
Which is lived is?
This one.
Polishing pitch.
Oli Lenny
Yeah,
60
60 years or 600 to 400 years ago. Every 2 years, 200 years before Cook actually discovered Norfolk. They had got everyone in the left. Water. Tanks, I'll tell you about that a little later. 52 inches a year is the rainfall. And we've been in drought for the last 5 years. And this last 2 months we've had a lot of rain. Anybody interested in the common glass bottom boats can actually look and go on these here. Times are always on the front there. Same time. Or you can book through tourist or pages.
Glass bottle. $10.
What?
No, a trip.
It's a zone plus Norfolk, 774. The property, Point Hunt. Now Hunter was the captain of the Sirius when came ashore, wrecked on the reef just straight out of Kingston. He's later a governor in Newcastle also. That chimney across the bay there made a salt house. It would actually trap the water in pool high tide and carry it up on the power pans and burn fires underneath and dry out. That way, pick up all the salt. Yeah, early plates are not in use anymore.
Yeah,
in the 50s. Over the goals. That part of easy. You know, this tech file. In the Norfolk Island, the one here. The teacher is doing. I'm a Malay, Australia, New Zealand, New York. The monk muscle line from South America. Slam one down in South Wales. The last one was Harry Thrust, Agatha Stroke, Purple. Harry Honey, the woman and Norfolk leave behind the cross the way because Agatha Stroke did out from the we got same big way about that. Measure them after 1.5 minutes, 14, 15 long will take a meter long. And that's what's slow. These old ones here, usually the male, this one, the first one built, and the next one here is the that's had to complete in 87. Originally designed to hold 1,000 present with about 5,000 species. These are the port we bring our walls we use to unload ships. Our cargo comes on these boats there, that's called a lighter. That's everything. Even these big buses. Yep, we tie 2 of them, 3 of them together. And they'll bus down on top of it. There's no sheltered place where you can tie it from. So we use this. Well, petrol's bought by tanker, pumped directly. That's the mill. That's that ground grind up all back 1827. That is a museum. Quite a few museums around here that you'd wander through. Originally they use whales. They're designed off the blended whale material, so marks any is there. That was just a brief building in Martin Place, Sydney, across Norfolk Island. You see that building there, on the right top? That's its line with others. It's not part of this concern. To research, we found that it was the only building retained in the first settlement, because it's a bakehouse built out of stone. All of the building built out of wood and destroyed were left here because it was built and they could be burned. Located behind one on the hill there is where William Charles Edwards spent his Wentworth cottage. His father was the assistant surgeon to the military hospital, and that was a civilian hospital there. They did some barbers in there to walk around and have a look at some of his sons. They did to some of his prisoners.
Living up in the doors.
That's only cut here free. They're all owned by individuals. If I'm in for our main cattle road, we give you one. The most you can have for funny is that. That's all that way out. All got a tag in the year, cost you $6 for that tag a year. Next 2 years, we're done the mothering starts on Monday, actually the 4th. So must all the cattle for drenching and delight, and ensure that there's a 6-month-old peaceful round. That's an all it takes. Nobles allowed to free run the islands. People islands that have and they can't help us with having one system through quarantine regulations. We're not allowed to sell raw milk. All that is beef cattle. It's all used for the island. If you want to put a cow down or sell it to the butchers, contact the stock inspector and the butcher who you're going to sell to one of my sisters on there, I want to build some, and they'll come down early in the morning, usually on a Sunday morning, where it's grazing on the side of the road, shoot it, bleed it, put it on a truck and take it to the slaughter yard. Each butcher shop has its own slaughter yard. Probably the most humane way to put down a beast. As I can tell you, the meat is beautiful because it's not stressed out, not being driven in and herded into power paddocks and not through races and that. It's just relaxed when they put it down. And the meat is really good. It doesn't pump the blood through the meat. It makes the muscles. Well, you can get imported all over if you want. But if you go to the butchers and ask for a nice Scott fillet, he'll please them. Or even give them. The trees only been planted here in the last 10 years. Mainly erosion. That's it, all vegetation. So yes, it was full on. We don't have any school buses as such and transport to school. So school children get their license, motorbike license and day life license from the age of 15. And at 16 they get their motor vehicle license. For a license is $26, I think for 3 years. Registration for a year is $126, that's without third-party insurance. If you've got to get third-party insurance, it costs you around about $250. If you're going to get car insurance, again around about